राम राम भाइयों और बहनों, आपका स्वागत है मेरे चैनल वेक्टर रूट 3 पे। यहाँ पर आपको मिलेगी हर एक टॉपिक पर वीडियो और कोर्स, वो भी बिल्कुल फ्री में।
आपको ये कम करना होगा, हमारी वीडियो को पूरा देखना होगा और लाइक करना होगा और कमेंट करना होगा और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना होगा ताकि आपको नई वीडियो सबसे पहले देख सके।
Get started with a new section, and this section is regarding prompt engineering. But first of all, let us get this idea that who is a prompt engineer and why we are exactly learning about prompt engineering, right? So there is a company, Anthropic, and this company is from San Francisco, which is providing an annual salary of up to 175K to 335K US dollars, right? And this position is for the prompt engineer. But who exactly is the prompt engineer, right? So, prompt engineer is a person who is capable to write these effective prompts so that by writing these effective prompts, that particular prompt engineer will be able to get the best out of these AI tools, right? So, first of all, let us get this idea that who is a prompt engineer by looking into the job description. So, first of all, there is a kind of job description which is being associated with this particular position, and you can see that what is the salary that prompt engineer is getting, right? So prompt engineer is getting up to $335,000 in 1 year, right? So this amount that is there, so this amount, if I'll just search into that in rupees for people who are from India, right? So you can see that it is coming out to be around 2 crores 80 lakhs 46,000. So around 3 crore is the salary for a person who is working as a prompt engineer in this company, right? But who exactly is a prompt engineer and why the company is paying a lot of amount or a lot of salary to a prompt engineer? So as I was mentioning that prompt engineer is going to be that particular person who is optimal in writing the most optimal input to these AI models. And by writing this optimal input to the AI model, that prompt engineer can get the best out of these AI models, right? So for example, if you want to extract or if you want to generate an image out of a LIM model, so before exactly talking about LIM model, first of all, let me talk about that. What is a LLM model, LIM model, or a multi-model? So LLM model stands for a large language model, which takes the input as a textual data. And then with respect to that textual data, it is capable to generate the textual output as well, right? So a model which is able to generate the textual output is being referred to as a large language model. And why we are exactly referring this language model as a large language model? Just because it is being trained on a large amount of data, right? In a similar way, LIM model stands for a large image model, which is being trained on a large image dataset, right? So the LIM model or the large image model will be taking in the input as the textual data. And with respect to that textual data, it will be able to generate the output as the image data, right? In a similar way, if you're having a multi-model, then multi-model will be again taking in some input in the textual format or in the audio format or in any other format, right? So in any format, you are providing the input to this model. So with respect to this input, the multi-model can generate the output in the audio format as well, right? So you can generate the output in the audio format, you can generate it in the textual format, video format, or in the image format as well, right? So whenever you're having a LLM model that is able to work with the textual data and it is able to generate the textual output as well. In a similar way, with respect to a LIM model, it will be taking in the input as the textual data and the output it will be generating as the image data. In a similar way, for a multi-model, it will be taking in the input in any of the format. Let it be a textual data, image data, video format, any of the format you are providing the input, and then it can generate the output in any of the format you want it to. If you want to generate the output in a textual format or in an image format, video format, audio format, any format you want the output to be generated, that multi-model will be capable to do it. Okay. So when you're working with these multi-models or when you are trying to generate the images or the video or the text, So at this point, everyone is making the use of artificial intelligence, right? Everyone is making the use of these AI tools like ChatGPT or Midjourney or any of the other AI tool. Okay. So how exactly you are going to be different from the rest of the people? So if millions and billions of people are making the use of artificial intelligence, then how you can generate the most optimal output out of these AI models? So if you want to generate the most optimal output out of these AI models, then your input that you are providing to these AI models should be as much optimal output you want out of these models, right? And that is where prompt engineering comes into picture. So prompt engineering is the art, or it is the way in which we can write the input, or in which we can provide the input to these AI models so that we can get the best out of our AI models, right? So if there are 10 people who are working in a company and they are trying to extract out the image out of the AI model, then out of those 10 people, which particular person can generate the most optimal image or the best image? So that particular person who can write the most optimal input, or who can write the most optimal prompt to the AI model, can generate the best output out of that model, right? And that's why it's quite important to learn about prompt engineering, right? As in this interface itself, you can see that people are paying up to 3 crore rupees, or up to 3,35,000 in a year, for the people who are optimal or who are capable to write the effective prompts, right? Because at the end of the day, you are going to have the access to these AI models. But if you want to get the best out of these AI models, then you have to learn about prompt engineering. And with respect to any of the AI tool you are working with, if you are working with a model like ChatGPT you are working with, or if you're working with Midjourney or any of the other AI tool, then it's always quite important to learn about prompt engineering. Just because at the end of the day, if you're working in a company, then the company will be expecting from you to provide them with the most optimal they want. As per their requirement, they should get the best out of you, or the best out of that AI model. And if you want to get the best out of the AI model, then your input should be the best, right? So this prompt engineering is going to be that art, or it is going to be the way in which we can provide the structured input, a structure in which we will be providing the input to our AI model so that we can get the desired output. Okay. So if I want to explain you about prompt engineering in a more better manner, then I can tell you about prompt engineering by providing you with an example. Okay. So you might would have heard about these job descriptions like software developer if you're coming from a technical background, a data scientist, machine learning engineer, deep learning engineer, or an NLP engineer, or a data analyst. So what exactly software developer used to do? Or if there are around 10 to 15 number of software developer in a company, then if one of the software developer is getting the highest salary, then what separates that software developer from the rest of the software developer is the way in which that software developer is writing the code for building that software. So if you're having some knowledge about data structures and algorithm, so in data structures and algorithm, you might would have heard about these things as time complexity and space complexity, right? So why exactly software developers used to take care about time complexity and space complexity? Just because they want to write the most optimal code that should consume the minimum amount of memory, and that should run as the fastest kind of software as compared to the rest of the softwares they are having, right? So just because they want the most optimal software, and that's why that particular person who is taking care of time complexity and space complexity will be getting the highest salary from the rest of the employees or from the rest of the software developers. So just like as a software developer, you are taking care about writing the most optimal code so that you can build the best software, in which you are taking care about the time complexity and space complexity as well. So just like that, when you are trying to provide the input to your AI model, your input should also be optimal, right? Just because the more optimal or the better your prompt is going to be, the better the output is going to be. Prompt we have already discussed about. Prompt is going to be the input that you will be providing to these AI models, right? So just like the example of software developer who is taking care of the time complexity and space complexity to write the most optimal code to get the best out of these AI to build the best software, just like that, you have to write the input to your AI model in the most optimal manner so that you can get the best out of this AI model. All right. So I've shown you that what exactly is prompt engineering, how much a prompt engineer is getting in the companies, right? And throughout this course, you have to take care about that. You are taking into this aspect, or you're looking into this aspect that how you are exactly delivering your prompt to the AI model, right? So whenever we are looking into the mid journey tool, or if you are looking into ChatGPT as well, any of the aspect we are talking about, so in each and every single aspect, you always have to follow a kind of structure, right? That structure you have to follow, or the template, that prompt template, you always have to take care about, so that that will be leading to a increase in your productivity and the creativity, right? So this section is going to be quite important, just because if you are having the proper knowledge about prompt engineering, then only you can get the best out of your AI model. If you're not exactly having the knowledge about prompt engineering, then it's quite difficult for you to get the best out of your AI models, right? So that's why this section is going to be quite important, and you have to focus upon this section quite a lot, right? The structure that we are following, you can follow from your side. You can follow the similar kind of structure, and then you can also get the best out of these AI models, right? So in the upcoming videos, we will be learning about that, how we can write these prompts, how we can follow that kind of structure so that we can get the best out of these AI models. Okay. That would be all with respect to what is prompt engineering and how much a prompt engineer is getting, and complete description or a brief idea about prompt engineering. And we will be meeting in the next video with looking into the actual template or the structure of a prompt engineering way, right? So that would be all, and thank you.